Namaste, Dhanava Pranam. By the grace and instruction of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad, Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 16, Text 31. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Atmanam chanusochami, Bhavantam chamarotamam, Devan Pitrin Shinsadhun, Sarvan Varnams Tatasraman. I'm thinking about myself, and also, O best amongst the demigods, about you, as well as about all the demigods, sages, denizens of Pitraloka, devotees of the Lord, and all men obedient to the system of Varna and Ashram in human society. Purport. To effect the perfection of human life, there is cooperation between men and demigods, sages, denizens of Pitraloka, devotees of the Lord, and the scientific system of Varna and Ashram orders of life. The distinction between human life and animal life, therefore, begins with the scientific system of Varna and Ashram, guided by the experience of the sages in relation to the demigods, gradually rising to the summit of reestablishing our eternal relation with the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. When God made Varnashram Dharma, which is strictly meant for developing animal consciousness into human consciousness and human consciousness into godly consciousness, is broken by advancement of foolishness. The whole system of peaceful and progressive life is at once disturbed. In the age of Kali, the first attack of the venomous snake strikes against the God-made Varnashram Dharma, and thus a person properly qualified as a Brahmin is called a Sudra, and a Sudra by qualification is passing as a Brahmana, all on false birthright claim. To become a Brahmana by a birthright claim is not at all bona fide, although it may be a fulfillment of one of the conditions. But the real qualification of a Brahmana is to control the mind and senses and to cultivate tolerance, simplicity, cleanliness, knowledge, truthfulness, and devotion and faith in the Vedic wisdom. In the present age, consideration of the necessary qualification is being neglected, and the false birthright claim is being supported by a popular, sophisticated poet, the author of Ramacharita-manasa. This is all due to the influence of the age of Kali. Thus, Mother Earth, represented as a cow, was lamenting the regrettable condition. Texts 32 through 33. Brahmadaya bahutitam yad apanga moksha kamastapa samacharan bhagavat prapanaha sa shri svavasam aravinda vanam vihaya yat pada subhagam alam bhajate nurakta tasyaham abja kulishan kusha ketu ketai Śrīmad-Padar Bhagavata Samalan Kritangi Trin Atyarocha Upalabhya Tato Vibhutim Lokan Samam Vyasrijad Utsamayatim Tadante. Lakshmiji, the goddess of fortune, whose glance of grace was sought by demigods like Brahma, and for whom they surrendered many a day unto the personality of Godhead, gave up her own abode in the forest of lotus flowers and engaged herself in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. I was endowed with specific powers to supersede the fortune of all the three planetary systems by being decorated with the impressions of the flag, thunderbolt, elephant driving rod, and lotus flower, which are signs of the lotus feet of the Lord. But at the end, when I felt I was so fortunate, the Lord left me. Purport. The beauty and opulence of the world can be enhanced by the grace of the Lord and not by any man-made planning. When Lord Sri Krishna was present on this earth, the impressions of the special signs of his lotus feet were stamped on the dust, and as a result of this specific grace, the whole earth was made as perfect as possible. In other words, the rivers, the seas, the forests, the hills, and the mines, which are the supplying agents for the necessities of men and animals, were fully discharging their respective duties. Therefore, the riches of the world surpassed all the riches of all other planets in the 3 planetary systems of the universe. One should therefore ask that the grace of the Lord always be present on earth, so that we may be favored with his causeless mercy and be happy, having all necessities of life. One may ask how we can detain the Supreme Lord on this earth after his mission is fulfilled and he has left this earth for his own abode. The answer is that there is no need to detain the Lord. The Lord, being omnipresent, can be present with us if we want him at all. By his omnipresence, he can always be with us if we are attached to his devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. There is nothing in the world with which the Lord is disconnected. The only thing we must learn is to excavate the source of connection and thus be linked with him by offenseless service. We can be connected with him by the transcendental sound representation of the Lord. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical, and one who chants the holy name of the Lord in an offenseless manner can at once realize that the Lord is present before him. Even by the vibration of radio sound, we can partially realize sound relativity, and by resounding the sound of transcendence, we can verily feel the presence of the Lord. In this age, when everything is polluted by the contamination of Kali, it is instructed in the scriptures and preached by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can at once be free from contamination and gradually rise to the status of transcendence and go back to Godhead. The offenseless chanter of the holy name of the Lord is as auspicious as the Lord himself, and the movement of pure devotees of the Lord all over the world can at once change the troublesome face of the world. Only by the propagation of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord can we be immune from all effects of the age of Kali. Text 34. Yovaimamati bharam asuravam sarajnam akshauhini satamapanu tantra tvam dushtam una padam atmani parushena samparayan yadushuramyam abhirad angam. O personality of religion, I was greatly overburdened by the undue military phalanxes arranged by atheistic kings, and I was relieved by the grace of the personality of Godhead. Similarly, you were also in a distressed condition, weakened in your standing strength, and thus he also incarnated by his internal energy in family of the Yadus to relieve you. Purport. The Asuras want to enjoy a life of sense gratification, even at the cost of others' happiness. In order to fulfill this ambition, the Asuras, especially atheistic kings or state executive heads, try to equip themselves with all kinds of deadly weapons to bring about a war in a peaceful society. They have no ambition other than personal aggrandizement, and thus Mother Earth feels overburdened by such undue increases of military strength. By increase of the Asuric population, those who follow the principles of religion become unhappy, especially the devotees or devas. In such a situation, the personality of Godhead incarnates to vanquish the unwanted Asuras and to reestablish the true principles of religion. This was the mission of Lord Sri Krishna, and he fulfilled it. 35. Kavasaheta viraham purushotamasya Pramhavaloka ruchira smitaval gujalpai Staryam samanam aharan madhumanininam Ramotsavo mamayad angri vitankitaya. Who, therefore, can tolerate the pangs of separation from that supreme personality of Godhead? He could conquer the gravity and passionate wrath of his sweethearts like Satyabhama, by his sweet smile of love, pleasing glance, and hearty appeals. When he traversed my surface, meaning the earth's surface, I would be immersed in the dust of his lotus feet, and thus would be sumptuously covered with grass, which appeared like hairs standing on me out of pleasure. Purport. There were chances of separation between the Lord and his thousands of queens because of the Lord's being absent from home. But as far as his connection with the earth was concerned, the Lord would traverse the earth with his lotus feet, and therefore there was no chance of separation. When the Lord left the surface of the earth to return to his spiritual abode, the earth's feelings of separation were therefore more acute. 36. Tayor evam katayota pradivi dharmayostada Parīkṣinama rajasi prapta prachim sarasvatim. While the earth and the personality of religion were thus engaged in conversation, the saintly king Parīkṣit reached the shore of the Saraswati River, which flowed towards the east. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 16th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled How Parīkṣit Received the Age of Kali. Thus ends our reading for today. We will continue from chapter 17, text 1 on Friday, hopefully. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Dev Goswami Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to our Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. All glories to Mayapur Dham, Nrsimhapuri Dham Ki Jai. All glories to Ekachakra Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Sham Kund Radha Kund Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gora Premanandi. Hari 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 Bol. Dhanyavad Pranam.